Okay, this morning we have Red and Hoss. And this video is because Red is graduating puppy training soon, so we want to see how he walks on the leash. You could see that I'm not using a prong collar for Red. That is something that rarely happens. I use the prong collar for all dogs for training, but look how loose the leash is. You know, there's a lot of challenges that Red has, but leash walking is not one of them. He walks perfectly on the leash. He doesn't pull. I never once felt like I had to use a prong collar for him. So let's feel good about that. He's a great walker on the leash. He walks right by my side. He is not distracted or he's a great walker on the leash. So this is good. Another great thing about Red, he's perfectly housebroken. And so those are two big issues that he does not have. So happy about that. Red does his basic commands perfectly. He knows sit, stay, come, and down. He also knows the no command and quiet. Great dog here. There are two issues that he has, and let's talk about them. The first issue is that he gets destructive. He'll rip up a dog bed, or he'll grab a dog bed and drag it through the doggy door outside. This is a symptom of separation anxiety. So the only two times this really happened was on those rare events when I didn't have another dog in the home and I leave the room momentarily. He freaks out and he starts ripping something up, right? So we're going to be aware of that. When he does that to me, okay, I respond by putting him in his timeout area for a long time, for 10 or 12 hours, okay? He gets no attention, no food, no treats, no affection. He gets like a banishment, because what we're doing there is besides the normal discouraging of the behavior, which is, you know, that's the main tool you have, is to discourage bad behavior. Well, besides that, a dog is a very social animal. So when he feels like he's been expelled from the pack, from the dog pack, he will try really hard to get back into the good graces of the pack. So he wants to be social, he wants to be part of the group, so he will curb his behavior. And I believe it's working. In fact, it's the only thing I know that does work. So the second thing I would recommend is when he's destructive, you got to put that electric collar on him. Put the electric collar on him. I sent you a link, the one that I used. It's called the Mini Educator. It's the type that most trainers use. It's available on Amazon for under $200. And so let me pause for a sec. So yes, the Mini Educator is the tool I use. When I put it on him, I give him a quick zap so he knows it's working, because the only reason I'm putting it on him is he just destroyed something. And so, you know, he knows why you're putting it on him. And to get it off, he's got to behave for a while. So if he's in that mood where he's being destructive or he's stealing stuff from the counters, he's jumping up on counters and stealing stuff, then we want to make sure that we could correct that the next time he does it. And so for that reason, we're going to put the collar, the electric collar on, give him a quick zap so he knows that it's on. And I promise you, he's going to behave so much better with that on. Because, I mean, it works, okay? And it's the only thing that does work. And so, you know, I know how you feel about the electric collar. We all feel the same way. We don't like to use it. It's unpleasant. We wish there was an alternative. Here's the reality of the electric collar. Okay, the electric collar is only used when there's life-threatening behavior. Now, when he jumps over a baby gate, he goes into my kitchen area, and he gets up on the counters and he steals food. Okay, that's a life-threatening behavior. Because what if I had a candy bar on the counter or a bag of raisins or something? He would eat that poisonous food and die. So, you know, he broke into a bag of treats. They were the non-rawhide treats. If they had been raw, he ate the whole bag. Luckily for him, there wasn't much in the bag, okay? And luckily for him, they weren't actual rawhide treats. Because if it had been a full bag, or if it had been real rawhide, he would have had intestinal blockage, and I would have had to take him to the emergency vet. So this is life-threatening stuff, okay? So it may not seem like that bad, but yeah, if he's jumping up on counters and eating stuff, it's not safe. It's not, he could hurt himself badly, okay? Not to mention that one day he's gonna chew up something that you really like instead of a dog bed, like he's gonna chew up your cell phone or, you know, an electrical cord. This is bad behavior. It's dangerous. It could hurt him, and that's why we are very serious in the response. So I recommend you get the prong collar and use it, not the prong collar, the electric collar, and use it when he is jumping over gates, counter surfing, stealing food. He's not hungry, but he just is mischievous, is what I call it, untrained. So that's the response. If he does any of that behavior, he gets 12 hours in his timeout area. He gets the electric collar put on, quick zap, lets him know that you mean business, okay? And then that's the procedure. Over a period of time, which I believe 90% of the behavior is gone, okay? And if you continue this method at home, it will be gone in a month or two, okay? But if you don't, it could become a lifelong pattern. So let's be diligent, and this is the method. Oh, he jumped over the counter, he stole some food. Put the collar on him, zap him. That collar is the exact same design as the invisible fence. So you have an invisible fence on him, and he respects it, right? He doesn't keep trying to run through the invisible. He knows so he respects it. That same reluctance to test the collar, that's going to play to your advantage when he's doing other bad behavior. So yeah, that's the method. Oh, he ripped up the dog bed, okay? Well, put him in his timeout area. Now, the timeout area should be like, you clear out the garage, you put a crate in there, and you put him in there. If he barks, zap him, because he's got the collar on. He doesn't bark. I have not seen him barking in those situations. He might whine a little, but that's okay. It's not disruptive. So you put him in there for 12 hours, and he wears that collar until you trust him again, you know, or until it needs to be recharged. But any behavior that's not cool, when he has the collar, you give him a zap. That zap is at highest level, okay? we're trying to save the dog's life. If he's jumping over stuff, stealing stuff, ripping up dog beds, I mean, all of that's destructive and dangerous. It may not seem like it, but it is. Because until you have to take a dog to the vet because he ate chunks of plastic or he ate a bag of rawhide. You know, one dog had to get taken to the vet. He ate an entire dish rag and it blocked his intestines. That surgery cost $3,000. That could have killed the dog, okay? So we're trying to save this dog from an event like that, okay? So yes, get the electric collar, the mini educator on Amazon, and then establish where you want his timeout area to be. I recommend a garage, a barn, a storage shed, a garden shed. Some people in apartments, they might, let's turn around, you guys, let's go home. All right, let's go home. Okay. All right. Let me pause it to get them. Okay, we're on our way back home. Okay, so yes, that's the procedure. That's the way we're going to discipline him to discourage the bad behavior. Okay. Besides the counter surfing and the chewing of the dog beds, he's a great dog. He's social, he's friendly, he's intelligent. There is no other issues besides those two. So, you know, he's gonna definitely pass his canine good citizen. And I know this problem will go away if you treat it in the method I'm describing. 12 hours of timeout and put that collar on him and give him a zap. And that's all it's going to take. In the mind of the dog, he's like this. Well, he gets a lot of treats and a lot of affection and praise and social, you know, activity, and it's all fun and it's all healthy and it's good. It's very fun for the dog. And then when he does these dumb things, the destructive things, now he gets none of those things. So logically, he's going to behave in a way that he gets the fun things that he craves. Okay, so this video ran a little long, but you can see that for 13 minutes, he was walking well on the leash. And I'm proud of him. I think he's gonna do great at home. Those are those two sticking points, the counter surfing and the destruction of the dog beds. We can overcome this. When you get him home, you know, you can text me anytime, and you know, any problems that come up, let's solve them together, and I'll help you every step of the way. He's a great dog. Labs are my favorite breed. I mean, they're very smart. They're great dogs. So I want this dog to succeed. So message me anytime any issue comes up, and let's work on the problem together. And finally, when you do go on vacation, that's a great time to bring him to me. I'll watch him as a dog sitter, and you could tell me about his behavior, and we'll fine tune it while he's here with me. So yes, I will make a video later today of him doing his basic commands, and then we'll see you. I think he graduates on Saturday. So yes, Red, you gonna be happy to go home? Are you gonna be happy? Good boy, Red. Good boy.